Hello, everyone. This is James Twyman, and I'm sitting right now in a hotel just a few blocks from the home of someone that I'm sure you've been thinking about, and that person is Donald Trump. I'm sitting here and I'm praying, I'm thinking, meditating, and wondering how best to respond to the energy that is swirling about many of us, positive or negative. Many of us are disheartened, worried, afraid. Others feel like progress has been made. And regardless of all this, I think we can all agree that this is a critical time. And it's so important that we do come together, that we release this fear and allow our souls to unleash its power, to allow the soul to release the energy that is so needed in this world today. This is the only path that we can really hope to fill this gap that has developed between so many people. And I've been thinking a great deal lately about my own relationship to A Course in Miracles and looking back on the Course, asking for guidance there so I can help to move through this myself. And there are three lessons that have jumped forward for me, and also three teachings that relate to those lessons. And as I've been feeling my own need to keep my head above water through all this, this has been so very meaningful to me. I'm reminded of something that I was shown many, many years ago when I was with the emissaries of light in the mountains of Bosnia and Croatia. And they said that really the entire spiritual path can be brought down into three words: surrender, trust, and gratitude. Surrender meaning to realize that I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I don't know what needs to happen here. I need to release all of my ideas so that the true focus can be realized through me and through you and in this world, in this moment. So I begin with this surrender, realizing that I don't know. I may think I know. I may think that I know what the best answer is or who should have won the election or anything like that. A million times a day I think I should have known, but the truth is, it is mine to surrender all of that into the knowing of the Spirit of truth. And then I can move into the next phase, which is trust, to then step back and to allow something new to emerge, something that I couldn't have produced on my own. The idea that I can do anything on my own is the error. The thing that I can know what to do is the error. But if I can surrender and then trust that there is one that does know, then I can move even deeper into the mystery. And finally, gratitude. I can be grateful for this moment. I can be grateful for whatever is happening because I've released all of my own preconceptions and ideas. I've released all of those ideas that have kept me limited. And now I am unlimited. And I can be grateful for everything exactly as it is, no matter what. This is perhaps the highest teaching of all, to be happy and grateful no matter what. No matter how things present itself, no matter what is happening in the world. You can probably hear the sounds of the sirens and the city behind me here in New York. And it doesn't even matter what is happening outside, because it's within that I find peace. It is within that I find this harmony. And then once I find that, then I can unleash it everywhere. I can be that bridge. So we're going to be looking at three lessons and then sharing a meditation or a song with each one of these. And we're going to start, I think, with a lesson from A Course in Miracles that relates to that experience of surrender. And that's lesson number 25, which is, I do not know what anything is for. I do not know what anything is for. And I want to read just one paragraph here because I think this is so important for us to experience, not just intellectually, but deeper, especially in light of everything that is happening in the world and in the United States right now. It says, it is crucial to your learning to be willing to give up the goals you have established for everything. To be willing to give up the goals you have established for everything. Wow, right from the very beginning, we're challenged to release everything, to surrender completely, to realize that I don't know what anything is for. But as I release this, we come to the second step, which says the recognition that all of these thoughts, all of these goals are meaningless rather than good or bad is the only way to accomplish this. This idea for today is a step in this direction. The idea of I do not know what anything is for. It's the first step. I cannot proceed until I've really truly embraced my own surrender, my own recognition that I don't know what anything is for. I don't know, but I can surrender into the what is. I can surrender into this moment. So I'm going to invite you just to relax now. Take a deep breath and to surrender completely, realizing that you do not know what anything is for in this moment, and this is the beginning of your salvation.
I do not know what anything is for, what anything is for. I do not know. I do not know what anything is for. Anything is for, what anything is for. Say this thought quite slowly, without shifting your mind about. Alone is real. I do not know what anything is for, what anything is for. I do not know.
And so once I've come into this place of deep trust, now I can enter into the second phase of this spiritual process, which is trust. If I do not know anything, I need to know and believe that there is one that can offer me the guidance that I need. And this brings us to lesson 155 in the course, which is, I will step back and let him lead the way. Let me share this one paragraph from this lesson, because I think it really brings us to the heart of this truth. It says, the world is an illusion. Those who choose to come to it are seeking for a place where they can be illusions and avoid their own reality. Let's stop right there, because those two sentences are so challenging yet so important for us to not just understand intellectually, but to have a deep experience of. We can say that the world is an illusion, and we can be using that as a spiritual bypass as we want. And that's what happens when we just say the words and have an intellectual understanding. But what we're seeking is not an intellectual understanding, but a deep knowing, to understand completely in the deepest part of who we are, that nothing I see here in this physical world is what the Course calls the real world, the world of true cause. And I can look through this world of illusion, just as I can, say, be on a stage and I can look through the props on that stage. I can walk out that door, the backstage door, and into the world. Or if I were on a movie set, I can walk through the set and I can see what's really happening. Isn't that what we are called to do? To walk through the illusion of this world and to see what is really happening? It says, those who come to it, to this world, are seeking for a place where they can be illusions and avoid their own reality. Imagine that you have come here so that you could be an illusion, that you could be something unreal, that you could, just for a moment, try to prove the impossible. That's what the Course talks about over and over, that's what this world is. It is the attempt to prove what is impossible possible, and in doing so to avoid what is true already. And the Course in Miracles says over and over that what is true already cannot be threatened. What is real forever. So this is what we are here to have an experience of. Once we realize that this world is an illusion, I can walk through it at any moment, then I can then walk into the real world. And in a moment like this, with the world wondering what's going to happen, wondering what a Donald Trump presidency is going to be like, for example, we can realize that this is not the true reality that I'm seeking. This is all part of the set. This is all part of the illusion, and I can walk through that to a deeper level of cause. It goes on to say, yet when they find their own reality is even here in this moment, that your own reality is still present, then they step back and let it lead the way. What other choice is really theirs to make? To let illusions walk ahead of truth is madness, but to let illusions sink behind the truth and let the truth stand as what it is merely sanity. So when you do this, you are waking up. You are regaining your sanity. When you allow illusions to fall, to retreat, because you have seen behind the veil. You have seen behind the set. You know that this world is not the real world. And once again, this is not a spiritual bypass if you have that experience. People will look at you when you've had that experience and say, that's not really very helpful. I say it's the only thing that is helpful, to have those who have seen through the illusion and come back to show us the truth. So I'm going to invite you now just to relax. Take another deep breath, and we're going to enter into that experience together. We're going to allow the truth of this experience to step forward so that we can remember that there is only one who is leading the way to love.
I will step back and let him lead the way. I will step back and let him lead the way. I will step back and let him lead the way. I will step back and let him lead the way. This world is an illusion, and those who come to it are seeking for a place to hide. There is but one answer to everything you need. Find it now, deep inside. I will step back and let him lead the way. I will step back and let him lead the way. I will step back and let him lead the way. I will step back and let him lead the way. Lead the way.
And now we come to the fun part, I guess we could say. The experience of gratitude no matter what. It's the same as saying I am happy, no matter what is happening around me, because I know that the source of happiness is within, not without. It is not in the world, but it is in my own heart. And it comes from the experience, once again, the experience that I am safe right now, that the truth of who I am is completely invulnerable, that it is not the effect of what I see happening around me. And so this brings us to lesson number 195 in A Course in Miracles, which is love is the way I walk in gratitude. This is such an important lesson because it shows the power of gratitude, the energy, the lifting power that gratitude brings to us. It lifts us above this world of illusion and allows us to see it from a different perspective. Just like when you were lifting up in a balloon or in an airplane, you look down on the world and everything seems different because you can see it in a much more expansive way. The same is true with perception. When you have the experience of oneness, when you step into that experience, you will look back and you will see this in a new way, but you will also realize that the truth within you is present even here, as we heard before. But now you can unleash that presence. You can allow that presence to fill you and to fill everyone that you come in contact with. Let me read a little bit here from this lesson in the Course. It says, gratitude is a lesson hard to learn for those who walk upon the world amiss. The most they can do is see themselves as better off than others, and they try to be content because another seems to suffer more than them. Isn't that interesting in the light of this election, that there are those who are on one side and those who are on the others, those who are better off and those who are not? And there seems to be a constant battle between these two. And yet the battle is only on our own minds. This is the moment that we have been called to release all of those ideas, to realize that I don't know what anything is for, to trust that I'm being shown, and then to be grateful, as we are in this moment, to everything we are being shown. I do not have to be a victim of any of this. And I'll tell you very frankly that this has been a challenging time for me to remember everything we're sharing here today. But it is through this sharing that memory becomes concrete and the experience becomes real. We have to share this. We have to extend this. We have to be the source of this for others so that we may learn it ourselves. The paragraph goes on to say, how pitiful and deprecating are such thoughts. For who has cause for thanks while others have less cause? And who could suffer less because he sees another suffer more? Your gratitude is due to him alone who made all cause of sorrow disappear throughout the world. Once again, there's one of those statements at the end of this paragraph that just, it's a whammy. It's a pretty big one if we can just enter into it fully. Once again, it says, your gratitude is due to him alone who made all cause of sorrow disappear throughout the world. What could this mean? But there is no cause for sorrow. There's no cause for worry. There's no cause for anger. There's no cause for anything but greater love and greater gratitude. And that is what we are here to be grateful for. There's another paragraph here in this lesson that brings this beautiful lesson even more focused. It says, we thank our Father for one thing alone, that we are separate from no living thing and therefore one with him. And we rejoice that no exceptions ever can be made which would reduce our wholeness, nor impair or change our function to complete the one who is himself completion. To complete the one who himself is completion. What an interesting statement that is. We give thanks for every living thing, for otherwise we offer thanks for nothing, and we fail to recognize the gifts of God to us. So, love is the way that I walk in gratitude. Love is the way that I enter into this experience of love. So once again, I'm going to invite you just to sit back and relax and allow this lesson to dive even deeper into your heart.
Love is the way I walk. Love is the way is the way I walk. Love is the way. Love is the way I walk. Love is the way that I walk. That I walk.
So as we come together through this wisdom, through the experience of our surrender, trust, and gratitude, we trust what is. We love no matter what. We realize that the truth within us is invulnerable. We don't have to worry about what nations do or what people do to each other, because the source of all of that unity and oneness is within. And when we trust that, when we are grateful for that, then we will always know how to manifest that in the world and in our lives. This is what we are called to. So let this be a time of releasing all of the fear of the future. If you're disappointed in anything, allow that beautiful energy just to wash through your whole being, and remember the truth that cannot be challenged. For me here, as we complete this election and enter into a whole new phase, I've been called forward to pray for Donald Trump, that he be a great leader, that he understand his role in bringing oneness and love and compassion and peace to everyone in this country and everyone in the world. And I invite you to join me in that same hope, that same desire, and that same prayer, because it is here alone that we can ascend into the experience that we seek, through surrendering, through trusting, and through being grateful for everything. No matter what, we remember who we are, and all is well.
What would God say through you when your words do not matter? What would love clearly do when your mind forgets the chatter of words that you say but don't really mean? The price you pay when love remains unseen. What would God say through you if you opened up your heart? What would God